The film opens with Andy Dufresne, a quiet and intelligent banker, standing trial for the murder of his wife and her lover. Despite maintaining his innocence, Andy is convicted and sentenced to 2 life terms at Shawshank Penitentiary, a brutal and oppressive prison in Maine. This grim beginning sets the stage for a story about resilience, hope, and the unbreakable human spirit.
Since I am innocent of this crime, sir, I find it decidedly inconvenient that the gun was never found.
Upon arrival, Andy is introduced to the harsh realities of prison life. He meets Ellis "Red" Redding, a seasoned inmate known for his ability to procure contraband. Red, initially skeptical of Andy, observes his quiet determination and resilience. The prison is ruled by Warden Samuel Norton, a hypocritical and corrupt figure who uses religion to mask his greed, and Captain Byron Hadley, a sadistic guard who enforces order through violence.
You eat when we say you eat. You shit when we say you shit, and you piss when we say you piss.
Andy's first years are marked by suffering, including relentless abuse from the Sisters, a gang of prison rapists led by Boggs Diamond. Despite the torment, Andy's spirit remains unbroken. He uses his financial expertise to gain favor with the guards and the warden, eventually earning a position in the prison library. Over time, Andy transforms the library into a sanctuary for the inmates, helping them earn their GEDs and providing a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak environment.
I send that money out into the real world, and when it comes back,
clean as a virgin's honey pot.
At the heart of the Shawshank Redemption is the friendship between Andy and Red. Red, a man hardened by decades of incarceration, initially dismisses hope as a dangerous illusion. However, Andy's unwavering optimism and quiet acts of defiance begin to change Red's perspective. One of the film's most iconic moments occurs when Andy plays an aria from Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro over the prison's PA system, a fleeting but profound reminder of beauty and freedom.
Dufresne, open this door!
Andy's hope is not just for himself, but for those around him. He helps fellow inmates, including Tommy, a young prisoner who dreams of a better life. When Tommy reveals that he knows the true killer of Andy's wife, it seems like Andy might finally get justice. However, Warden Norton, fearing exposure of his corruption, has Tommy murdered and sends Andy to solitary confinement. This crushing blow tests Andy's resolve, but he never loses sight of his dream of freedom. In a stunning twist, Andy's meticulous planning over 2 decades culminates in a daring escape. Using the rock hammer Red procured for him, Andy tunnels through his cell wall, crawls through a sewage pipe, and emerges into a thunderstorm, a free man.
I want him found. Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now!
Before leaving, he exposes Norton's corruption, leading to the warden's suicide and Hadley's arrest. Andy's escape is not just a physical liberation, but a symbolic victory over the oppressive system that sought to crush him.
I like to think the last thing that went through his head, other than that bullet, was to wonder how the hell Andy Dufresne ever got the best of him.
After Andy's escape, Red is left to grapple with his own future. Paroled after 40 years, he struggles to adapt to life outside prison, echoing the tragic fate of Brooks Hatlin, the elderly librarian who took his own life after being released. However, inspired by Andy's hope, Red decides to follow his friend's advice and seek out a hidden package under an oak tree in Buxton. There, he finds money and a letter from Andy, urging him to join him in Zihuatanejo, Mexico.
Dear Red, if you're reading this, you've gotten out. And if you've come this far, maybe you're willing to come a little further.
The film ends with Red violating his parole and embarking on a journey to reunite with Andy. The Shawshank Redemption is a masterful exploration of hope, friendship, and the resilience of the human spirit. It exposes the corruption and brutality of the prison system while celebrating the power of kindness, perseverance, and the pursuit of freedom.
A tall drink of water with a silver spoon up his ass.
Despite its initial box office struggles, the film has since become a beloved classic, consistently ranking as one of the greatest films of all time. Its timeless message and unforgettable performances ensure its place in cinematic history. As normal, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate the talented cast and crew behind The Shawshank Redemption. Directed by Frank Darabont, the visionary filmmaker who brought Stephen King's novella to life with emotional depth and cinematic brilliance. Tim Robbins as Andy Dufresne, a wrongfully convicted banker whose intelligence, resilience, and unwavering hope inspire those around him. Morgan Freeman as Ellis Red Redding, the film's narrator and Andy's closest friend, whose journey from cynicism to hope mirrors the film's central themes. William Sadler as Haywood, a fellow inmate and member of Red's circle of friends, providing moments of humor and camaraderie amidst the bleakness of prison life. Bob Gunton as Warden Samuel Norton, the corrupt and hypocritical warden who exploits Andy's skills for his own gain. Clancy Brown as Captain Byron Hadley, the brutal and sadistic head guard who enforces the prison's harsh rules. Gil Bellows as Tommy Williams, a young inmate whose revelation about Andy's case sets the stage for the film's climax. James Whitmore as Brooks Hatlin, the elderly librarian who tragically succumbs to the institutionalization of prison life. Mark Rolston as Boggs Diamond, the vicious leader of the Sisters Gang, who terrorizes Andy during his early years in Shawshank. The Shawshank Redemption is more than just a prison drama. It's a testament to the enduring power of hope and the human capacity for redemption. Whether you're revisiting this masterpiece or experiencing it for the first time, its emotional depth and universal themes will leave a lasting impression. As Red says,
I hope to see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as it has been in my dreams. I hope.
If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to explore next. Until then, keep reflecting on the stories that move you and remind you of the beauty of life. Thanks for tuning in to Random Review Reflections. See you next time. Goodbye.